Joining us right now on M&A TV is Ross Gatlin, CEO and Managing Partner with Profit Equity. Ross, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Tell us about Profit Equity and what you do there.
Sure. Profit Equity is sort of a next generation private equity firm. We focus on a technique called holistic value creation that I've been working on for about 16 years, where we do more than just financial engineering. We've got strategists, we've got operators, and we've got financial engineers that combine to figure out which companies have greater operating potential because they're strategically strong than their current performance suggests. So we're basically finding strategic diamonds in the rough, and then bringing a team in with Fortune 500 capability to sort of optimize the operational performance of the company, grow it organically, grow it acquisitively, and get it to full potential.
How does this make your firm stand out against the competition? I mean, that's a unique approach.
I'll tell you, at this point, it's our track record. So we've got a great track record of delivering really good equity returns. And so when sellers are actually interested in planning for their estate, they're looking to not only do a transaction today that's reasonable, but actually to pick a partner that's going to get them to full value over the next 3 to 5 years, so they can do the right thing for the company they built, do the right thing for the team they built, and do the right thing for their own estate planning, which usually involves a phased monetization plan to optimize full potential value, because these owners know that there's greater value in the company than at the point in time they're choosing a transaction.
So let's talk about the kind of deals that you're doing.
Sure. We find a lot of in markets attractive right now, like infrastructure, construction. We love energy, believe it or not. And so we're doing a lot of things that relate to that. The deal that we're here for right now is the third largest fleet of modular buildings in the United States. So we've done 2 transactions to build that platform. It's an incredibly attractive asset profile, and so this is what we look for: really rich assets that are strategically viable, that aren't going away, there's no substitute, and that can be utilized to much greater potential if we do the right things. So right now we're opening 17 branches in the nation to basically spread our wings nationally and be able to increase the utilization of these modular buildings to the end markets who really need them. Mm-hmm. And so moving them from places where the economy is less vibrant to places where it's more vibrant, like Florida, like the Southeast, like the West, and there we get a better return on those assets, grow the cash flow, and then obviously improve the position of the company.
Well, since your company is on the grow, so to speak, right now, where do you see other opportunities? Which sectors?
I'll tell you, we're seeing a lot continuing in infrastructure, construction, energy is a place where we're willing to double down and triple down right now with our strategic assets. We like the heavy equipment space. That's been a great space for us. We buy lots of businesses that relate to the heavy equipment that can then be used for those infrastructure needs. We're also big believers in the support services for that growing infrastructure, especially along the Gulf Coast. So we see a lot of opportunity there in terms of everything from road repair to concrete, steel, petrochemicals, the cranes, the bulldozers, the equipment that's necessary for all that. People don't fully fathom all of the infrastructure that has to be built along the Gulf Coast over the next 10 to 20 years for America to become, in a sense, Saudi America.
All of the aging infrastructure, all over the country, really.
It's really true. And we've had a lot of success in that space. Everything from long girder structural steel fabrication to all the other areas we talked about. And so it's a rich history of activity there. So
most of your activity, your company, is here in the U.S., although you do go outside globally.
Yeah, we look for companies that are headquartered domestically. But, I worked at Bain & Company and the Carlyle Group and some other places before we started doing this private equity approach about 16 years ago. And so we understand the importance of complex supply chains that optimize cost. And so for a lot of our businesses, we'll source the raw materials globally in the most cost-effective way to give the companies a competitive advantage. And that's often something that we're able to go in and tweak for owners that they maybe haven't been able to get full potential out of, is reconstructing the supply chain to actually give us a competitive advantage. Actually, healthcare is another area where we've done some really interesting things, primarily in unregulated healthcare. And that's an area where we're able to build a best-in-class provider of medical uniforms because of our sourcing strategy. And that's been a real winner for us.
And what do you think as you look towards the future of M&A activity? Do you think it'll be continued to be robust as it is now? Or?
It's a tricky question. I've kind of lived my life around the ups and downs of the economy, working a lot in special situations. And so the truth is we've got a lot of dry powder. and we do tend to use that dry powder at the times when people need it the most. And so we're in a really good position to provide the capital that those small and mid-market companies need. The tail of the tape would tell us that there is a downturn probably at some point coming. And so we'll be ready with the companies we have now to provide them the capital for growth and for the companies in the future.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking to you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.